Beneath the canvas. Newly appointed art curator Lena Hart is dedicated to diversifying her museum's collection, but her ambitious plans face an unexpected challenge when the museum's reserved benefactor, Claire Novak, reaches out for her expertise. Claire is seeking assistance with an exquisite yet obscure painting of a prominent 19th-century women's rights advocate, Eliza Thornton. Lena is eager to collaborate, unaware that their partnership would unveil not only ART's hidden truths, but also a connection that neither woman anticipated. As they begin to explore the origin of the painting, Lena discovers that it was created by Eliza's partner, Clara, who was both a talented artist and a passionate activist in her own right. Together, Lena and Claire delve into the letters and diaries that reveal a deeply moving, tragic love story woven into the fabric of history. As the two women spend more time together, their professional relationship begins to blossom into something far more intimate, igniting feelings that both women have long suppressed. But as they work towards securing the painting's place in an upcoming exhibition, an unexpected obstacle threatens to tear them apart. Claire's past resurfaces, and she is forced to confront the pain of her own family's history, while Lena struggles with her desire to honor Clara and Eliza's love without losing Claire in the process. Can they build a new future together amidst the shadows of the past? Excerpt. Lena practically danced down the polished hall of the Monroe Art Museum, exhilarated at the thought of working on a new project. Today, Claire Novak, a name that often echoed in the museum's boardroom, was coming in to discuss a painting with an intriguing provenance. As Lena reached the reception area, her breath caught in her throat at the sight of Claire standing there, confident and poised as if she had stepped out of a classic painting herself. "Good morning, Lena," Claire said, the coolness in her voice tempered by a hint of warmth. The sunlight fell across her elegantly tailored navy dress, drawing out the soft contours of her body in a manner that made Lena's heart race. "Hi, Claire," Lena replied, trying to muster professionalism despite the fluttering sensation in her stomach. "I'm looking forward to seeing the painting." Claire nodded, her gaze flicking to the bubble-wrapped canvas at her side. "It's important to me. I hope you'll appreciate what it represents." With a gentle resolve, Lena stepped closer. "I can't wait to learn its story." As they walked together toward the private gallery, the air thickened with an unspoken tension, a magnetic pull that neither could quite articulate. Inside the gallery, they unwrapped the painting, revealing a breathtaking portrait of Eliza Thornton, her striking features enlivened by Clara's exquisite brushwork. But as Lena stared, she felt the aura of the painting shift, its beauty underscored by a palpable sadness. Clara and Eliza were not just advocates for women's rights. They shared a powerful bond, Lena began, eager to connect, her voice softening as she spoke their names. "Their love story is a thread woven through our history." Claire's expression darkened as something flickered behind her eyes. "Love isn't always celebrated, especially not then. People can be cruel." Lena sensed the weight of Claire's words, and for a moment, their eyes locked in a poignant exchange that seemed to stretch time itself. "Is that why you're hesitant about this piece? It's part of your family's history, isn't it?" Claire hesitated, her guarded expression giving way to vulnerability for the briefest moment. "It's more complicated than that," she sighed, threading her fingers through her hair, as if seeking composure. "My family never understood the depth of both Eliza and Clara's love. Their passion was silenced." Lena swallowed, heart racing, suddenly aware of the fragility of the moment between them. "We could share their story, Claire. Not just the art, but the love and fight that accompanied it. It would honor their legacy." As they meticulously researched the women's lives over several meetings, Lena found herself irresistibly drawn to Claire, not just as a benefactor, but as a kindred spirit. They spent late nights poring over archived letters, giggling over Clara's artistic misadventures, as much as they gravitated toward the deeper, poignant moments that revealed resilience born of love. One evening, as they flipped through a particularly moving letter, Lena could feel Claire's presence like a gentle whisper in the room. The air buzzed with unacknowledged feelings as they discussed how Clara expressed her love through vibrant paint strokes, metaphorically weaving their lives together. Is it foolish to think that two souls can be embedded in something so permanent? Claire mused, a soft smile dancing on her lips as she brushed her fingers against the canvas. To touch across time with art. Not foolish at all. Lena's heart thundered in agreement. In fact, they did. It's what makes this painting so powerful. It's a testament that love endures. In that charged moment, Lena leaned closer, her face inches from Claire's. The world outside dimmed, eclipsed by the connection sparking dangerously between them. You deserve to be part of that narrative, Claire. Your story, your love, can transcend what's been lost. Claire inhaled sharply, a mixture of emotions swirling in her gaze. Lena, I've been shielding myself for so long. Then let me help you, Lena urged softly, her heart pounding with courage. You're not alone in this. The invitation hung heavy in the air, and for a heartbeat, hope shimmered between them, while a tapestry of untold love threads from Clara and Eliza began to unravel unexpected memories of their own. However, just as they leaned into that moment, Claire's phone buzzed insistently, breaking the spell. With an unreadable expression, she glanced at the screen. I need to take this, she murmured, moving toward the doorway. Lena felt the loss of Claire's presence like a gust of wind that extinguished a flame. As Claire stepped into the hallway, Lena's resolve hardened. She would not let this opportunity slip through her fingers. Days passed, and as excitement mounted for the exhibit, Claire withdrew more, her family's ghosts rising to the surface, coupled with an external pressure that weighed heavily on her. Lena knew she had to bridge the gap. During a late-night gathering, she approached her colleague, Amanda, who had some insight into Claire's family history. Are you aware of Claire's past? Lena asked tentatively. Amanda sighed, her expression grave. Her great-grandparents lived in a time when being anything but conventional was dangerous. Their love was lost in whispers and shadows. It left a mark on Claire, a fear of revealing her true self. Understanding washed over Lena like a flood. With this knowledge, she sought out Claire, determined to help her confront the history that swirled around them both. Claire, Lena began, finding her sitting alone in a quiet cafe, an oasis despite the chaos surrounding them. You don't have to carry their pain alone. Clara and Eliza fought, and in that fight, they found freedom. Claire looked at her, eyes glistening with unshed tears. What if I'm not strong enough to face it all? Lena reached across the table, sealing the distance. You are stronger than you know. Together, we can ensure their love, and ours, get the recognition they deserve. In that moment, something shifted within Claire. It was as if the weight of the past began to lift, not entirely gone, but shared. Okay, she breathed. Let's do this. Let's tell their story. As the exhibit neared, the two women carved their narrative together, celebrating love that transcended time and boundaries. And as the official opening unveiled, the air thick with newfound understanding, Lena and Claire stood side by side, sharing smiles that spoke louder than words. With the portraits of Clara and Eliza framing them, Lena reached out, fingers brushing Claire's hand, igniting an electric spark between them. They had woven a story of resilience, love, and authenticity, one that was destined to inspire not only the present but generations to come. As they celebrated amidst the crowd, Lena took a deep breath, realizing that in embracing their shared legacy, they had opened the door to a future filled with possibility, a future they would face together. As the exhibition opened to guests, the vibrancy of the room pulsed with excitement. Colorful floral arrangements adorned the tables, mingling with the soft flicker of candlelight, while the portraits of Clara and Eliza captivated all who gazed upon them. Guests adorned in elegant attire mingled, discussing the powerful stories that echoed through the art. But amidst the smiles and laughter, Lena and Claire stood together, silently marveling at what they had accomplished. "Can you believe it?" Lena said, her voice tinged with wonder as she took a moment to absorb the scene. "It's finally happening. Their story is being told." Claire smiled, a hint of radiance lighting her features. "It's breathtaking. I never thought I would see my family's history honored like this. It feels liberating." Lena's heart swelled at Claire's words. They stood side by side, fingers brushing once again, sending small thrills through her body. It was a subtle touch, but the intimacy felt electric, a promise of more to come beyond the walls of the museum. "I'm so proud of you," Lena said, her eyes locking onto Claire's. "You faced your past, and look how beautifully it's turned into something meaningful." Claire turned her head slightly, a contemplative expression sweeping across her face. "It wasn't just me. You pushed me to confront it. I can't thank you enough for that." A soft blush crept across Lena's cheeks. "We did this together. Clara and Eliza would be proud of how we've woven their lives into something so powerful." Encouraged by the warmth swelling between them, Lena added, "And to think, this was just a family portrait. Now it's a testament to resilience and love that transcends time." Claire gazed at the painting, a soft smile curving her lips. "You know, I've carried this weight for too long. The burden of secrecy. Tonight feels like shedding layers." "Then let's continue to peel back those layers," Lena said, determined to make this moment count. Art has a way of not just reflecting history, but also changing lives. Think about how many people will see this and feel inspired. Just then, a guest approached, breaking the spell of their exchange. "Beautiful exhibition. The portraits are stunning. I had no idea about their story." The woman's eyes flicked between the paintings and the two women, marveling at the connection they shared. "Thank you," Claire replied, her professional demeanor returning as she engaged the guest in conversation. Lena watched with admiration, proud of how Claire stepped into her role, allowing her story to resonate with attendees eager to learn more about Clara and Eliza. As the hours passed and guests circulated through the gallery, the air buzzed with enthusiasm. But deep inside, Lena felt an urge, an almost magnetic pull to strengthen the connection she felt with Claire. When the crowd finally thinned, she seized her chance. "Claire, would you mind if we stepped outside for a moment?" Lena asked, her voice soft and inviting. "Of course," Claire replied, her brow slightly raised in curiosity, but not hesitant. The evening air was cool and fragrant, adding an atmospheric charm to the moment as Lena led Claire to a secluded terrace adorned with ivy and twinkling lights. They both took a deep breath, momentarily soaking in the beauty surrounding them. "It's lovely out here," Claire commented, looking up at the stars beginning to pepper the sky. But she quickly returned her attention to Lena, her earlier confidence cracking as vulnerability seeped through. "Thank you for being here, not just today, but through everything." Lena felt her heart race, a desire to bridge the gap between them building with each heartbeat. "I see you, Claire. I see the strength it took to embrace your past, and I admire that more than you know. But beneath that strength, I see someone who deserves to love and be loved." Claire's breath caught, her eyes widening with surprise, vulnerability mingling with hope. "Lena, Let me finish," Lena urged gently. "These past few weeks, while helping you unveil Clara and Eliza's love story, I discovered something unexpected myself." Lena took a step closer, allowing the warmth of her presence to envelop Claire. "I realized that I care about you, not just as my colleague or a benefactor, but as someone who I want to share my life with. Your struggle and your beauty inspire me." For a moment, the silence between them was deafening. Lena held her breath, anticipation hanging heavy in the air. She hoped her words hadn't frightened Claire away. Lena, that's, Claire began, her voice trembling. I didn't know if it was just the thrill of the exhibition, or the connection we've formed, but it's not just the exhibition. It's you. It's us, Lena replied, her heart racing as she took another step forward, their faces inches apart. Please, I'm not trying to rush anything. I just want you to know that I'm here, willing to explore this, whatever it is between us. A flicker of something akin to longing sparked in Claire's eyes. You have no idea what that means to me. I've been afraid to let anyone in after everything. Lena finished softly. You don't have to hide with me, Claire. You were brave enough to face your past tonight. Take that bravery and let it guide you forward. Claire took a deep breath, her resolve strengthening as she finally allowed a smile to bloom on her face. I want that. I want to let you in. With the stars witnessing their tentative steps forward, Lena reached out and entwined her fingers with Claire's. The warmth of their connection surged, filling the space around them with possibilities, as they shared a moment that felt simultaneously charged with both uncertainty and hope. I don't want to rush this, but I feel there's something special, Claire confessed. Can we take the time to explore that together? Absolutely, Lena whispered, her pulse quickening with joy. Together, we can write our own story, just like Clara and Eliza did. With that, a newfound excitement ignited between them, a promise of adventure and discovery amid the echoes of the past. Birds chirped softly in the distance, and the cool night air enveloped them as they stood together, fingers interlaced, ready to embrace whatever the future might hold. And as the exhibition thrummed vibrantly in the background, so too did the beginning of Lena and Claire's journey, woven together in a tapestry of love, resilience, and the beautiful stories yet to be told. The weeks following the exhibition unfolded like a colorful tapestry, weaving Lena and Claire into a shared narrative that blossomed with each passing day. The initial tentative steps they had taken together slowly transformed into a confident dance, both in the museum and beyond its walls. Lena found herself excitedly awaiting every opportunity to see Claire, whether it was during museum meetings or over casual dinners that stretched late into the evening. One crisp autumn day, Lena arrived at the museum office with a bouquet of sunflowers in hand, an impulsive gift that she hoped would bring a smile to Claire's face. When she entered the office, however, it was quieter than usual, and Claire was nowhere in sight. Morning, Lena, called out Amanda, her colleague, from across the room. Looking for Claire? She's in the archives with that new acquisition. Thanks. Lena replied, her excitement tinged with curiosity. She made her way toward the archives, her heart racing at what she might say. Would she compliment Claire on her latest project? Would she confess how much she enjoyed their last date, dinner by candlelight, their fingers intertwined across the table? As she stepped into the archives, the warm scent of aged paper and leather filled the air. Claire was hunched over a stack of documents, her brow furrowed in concentration. She looked up, and her face brightened as she saw Lena. Hey. I'm surprised you found me in here. Claire straightened, brushing a loose strand of hair behind her ear. The sunlight streamed through the window, illuminating the warmth of her smile. I brought you something, Lena said, holding out the bouquet, a shy smile creeping onto her lips. Just a little something to brighten your day. Oh, Lena. These are beautiful. Claire exclaimed, taking the sunflowers into her hands, her expression shifting to delight. You really didn't have to. I know, but it felt right. Lena stepped closer, capturing the moment. I cherish our time together, and I thought they might add some cheer to the archives while you work. Claire's gaze softened as she contemplated Lena's words. You do have a way of making the mundane feel special. She placed the flowers on her cluttered desk, their bright yellow stalk against the dark wood. How do you always know how to surprise me? It's a gift, Lena teased, her smile growing mischievous. As they chatted, laughter spilled into the room, the air thickening with unspoken affection. Long minutes turned into an hour as they pored over the letters and documents that illuminated Clara and Eliza's struggles and triumphs. Stories of love blossomed between debates about art techniques and historical accuracy, blending seamlessly into their own shared experiences. Lena found courage to ask, "So, how are you feeling about everything? About our journey?" Claire paused, her expression thoughtful. "I've never felt more at ease, Lena. Exploring our own narratives alongside Clara and Eliza's feels like a way of reclaiming my own story, a way to stand up to the ghosts that lingered for too long. And it's all thanks to you." With each confession, Lena felt their bond strengthen, a vivid thread tying them closer. "I want to keep telling our stories, together," Lena said, her voice low and earnest. "I want to be part of your journey forward, not just the artistic one we're undertaking. I want to know you, every side of you." Claire stepped closer, close enough that Lena could see the golden flecks in her brown eyes. "And you will," she replied, her voice a soft whisper filled with promise. "But there's something I need to share with you." Lena held her breath, sensing the weight of Claire's words. "What is it?" "It's about my family, my past. I've opened up a lot about Clara and Eliza, but there's something I've kept hidden," Claire said, her tone shifting. "My family never accepted who I am. It took me so long to step out of that shadow, to embrace love in my life. But I want you to know all of that because you deserve the truth." "I want to hear it," Lena encouraged. "Whatever it is, I'm here for you." Claire took a deep breath, grounding herself as she recounted the difficult moments of her upbringing, the conflicting messages, the heartbreak of unrequited love in a world that was often not ready for couples like Clara and Eliza, nor for someone like her. She spoke of nights spent hiding her true self, of the yearning for acceptance, and of the fear that creeped into her budding romance with Lena. "I've spent years being afraid of rejection, of judgment. But with you, it's different. I'm starting to feel brave again," Claire admitted, her voice almost breaking. "There's no room for judgment between us," Lena assured, her heart aching for the pain Claire had carried alone for so long. Claire reached out, taking Lena's hands in her own, her grip firm. "Thank you for that. It means the world to me, truly. Knowing that you understand my journey makes me feel a little lighter." "I thought we were on this journey together," Lena replied, a smile creeping back to her lips. "And I want to explore this vulnerability, because it strengthens us. Our storytelling, we can weave our narratives together, just like Clara and Eliza did." The sincerity in Lena's voice settled back the storm of uncertainty in Claire's heart. A spark ignited between them, charged with unspoken promise, as if they were stepping to the edge of a cliff, ready to leap into the newness together. "Can we take this step?" Claire asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "Can we both commit to embracing our truth together?" "Absolutely," Lena responded, her heart racing at the prospect of intertwining their lives and stories. "I'm ready, as long as you are." As Claire stepped in closer, Lena felt a warmth radiate from her presence, a soft resolve stitching their intimacy tighter. "Then let's continue to honor Clara and Eliza. Let's write our own story, guided by their love, but defined by our own." With a quiet determination, Lena brought her heart into Claire's space. Together, they took the first step toward not just living out their story among the paintings and letters, but intertwining their lives in the vibrant tapestry of love that was reclaiming its rightful place. In the days that followed, they deepened their exploration of Clara and Eliza's world while creating their own. They ventured into the community, meeting with LGBTQ+ history groups and art collectives, amplifying voices that resonated with theirs, using the platform of the museum to educate and inspire. The museum became not just a space for art, but a haven for stories that yearned to be told, strengthening their connection and reflecting the love that blossomed between them. Claire and Lena's dates transformed from simple dinners to shared adventures, art festivals, historical lectures, and cozy evenings spent talking about their dreams under the stars. They found laughter in the little things and comfort in each other's deeply woven stories. One starry night, after yet another successful event at the museum, Lena and Claire walked hand in hand through the nearby park, the moonlight dancing on the surface of a pond nearby. Planted beneath a grand oak tree, they settled onto a bench, the world outside fading as they found solace in each other's presence. "Do you believe in destiny?" Claire asked, her voice soft against the backdrop of crickets singing their evening serenade. "I believe in the choices we make," Lena replied, squeezing Claire's hand gently. "But I also believe that some connections feel like they were meant to be." "Then it feels like a little bit of both, us," Claire murmured, her gaze steady as she met Lena's eyes. Lena watched as Claire's expression shifted from playfulness to profound sincerity, and in that moment, she knew. This was love. This was real. "I care about you, Claire. More than I ever expected to." Claire smiled, taking a deep breath. "I care about you too, Lena, more than I've ever shared with anyone else." With full hearts, they leaned into each other, their foreheads touching as they savored the shared silence. When their lips finally met, it was tender and electric, igniting a fire that had been building beneath the surface, fueled by shared stories, understanding, and an unwavering commitment to embracing each other's truths. As their kiss deepened, Lena felt the world fall away, leaving only the essence of what they had built together, a union of past and present, of art and life, of acceptance and love. In that moment, they sealed their future with a promise: to forge ahead together, to honor the history that shaped them, and to write their own radiant story, hand in hand.